is up, guys? What is up, guys? What is up, guys? Welcome to my channel. Subscribe, leave a comment. You'll be featured. Because I'm desperate. So leave a comment. Leave a comment, whatever. Because quite frankly, you'll be the only one. This is not one of those published channels. With if you put a comment, you'll get nothing. So just put a comment and let's do this.
Okay, so another campus that I want to
Or subscribe. Share. Or dislike. Just
that I'd like.
please interact with my video a little bit to help me with my algorithm. Now let's start.
So another campus that I want to that I'd like to make an appearance on. We're still trying to set it up if we can. Is University of North Texas, and we talked about that yesterday to start the show. The total satanic meltdown that ensued at University of North Texas. Because somebody showed up on campus and gave a talk about why children should not be castrated, why why we shouldn't be butchering gender confused children. And it just so happens that the guy that was giving the talk, Jeff Younger, is a father who has been trying to rescue his own son from this barbarity. But has been prevented from doing that by the courts, who have given custody over to the mom because the mom is gender affirming, which is to say the mom is going to go along with her kid being abused, mutilated. The people on LGBT activists to lose their mind. I mean, it really did. Watching some of the footage, and we played some of it yesterday. I have another clip we'll play again. We'll play here. But watching the footage really does remind me when I see these kinds of temper tantrums. From the as I'm so often temper tantrums from the left, it does kind of harken back to The Exorcist. It's like this demonic. You almost expect to see their heads turning around 360 degrees, start vomiting green slime all over the place.
Okay. This is one that he talks about a lot, and you can see. I think the first video that ended up getting uploaded on my channel. Yeah. The whole that stuff. The whole kids being able to choose a gender at 3 is ridiculous. So whether or not that stuff was fake, it's still ridiculous. And the fact that it's even people think that like if people had posted that 10 years ago, then like, oh, that's fake. Like that's fake. But now it's so the fact it's like my dad had done one on Paw Patrol. He said, "Oh, Paw Patrol's canceled," and like the fact that we're saying that Paw Patrol's canceled and people believe it proves that we're in some sort of crazy state at this point. That was like a couple years ago, though. So, but yeah. So just it is gonna have a hand with the gender changing. And again, I don't understand. We need to make it so that we need to, I say take off completely, but at least put an age marker. Say, okay, at a certain age, this is when you can change it, because they get done and then they will get it later in like the 20s. So hey, oh, my name is Dill X35 17 years old. Is that what she said? My name is Yellow X35. Okay. That's probably her YouTube name or something. Hopefully, it's just her YouTube name. Okay. Now this could be coming from from her parents, because you see, something that parents and people who and therapists, I think, this is like this, and they try to connect it to something else. For an example, this could be coming from her dad or his dad. Sorry, his dad being bad, or his mom, or any of their friends could from them being from them being homophobic, and he's probably taking it on this guy. So maybe that's why. I mean, Matt Walsh is a dad. I'm guessing. So pretty sure he says a dad. So if that's type of stuff he's doing, he, I mean, this if he can't, if he doesn't make the correlation, then because this is also not natural. Oh my. Okay, so this is an argument I've heard a couple of times. That's stupid. Like, okay, but just I don't understand. Like, I before I was like, okay, no, I'm gonna refer to them. I'm gonna use their dead name. I'm gonna refer to them as with their original gender. So, but then the thing about the gospel is that you're supposed to spread it, right? And if you're not doing that, if you're saying your pronouns are she, and I'm gonna keep saying she, even though I'm trying to be he, and I keep doing that, and like, oh, my name's Alec, but now my name's Alice, and I keep using Alec and he on purpose, and that's how we spread the gospel. Number one, that's not that just is, people are not gonna want to listen to what you have to say. So, but there's there's no reason to say that unless you're really trying to stir up an argument, like you're really trying to get someone mad. You say there's no such thing as a trans person. So a 17-year-old, you think regular 17-year-old trans people make these reactions unless they're not being supported? I bet you someone in her circle that's close to her is hurting her because she's trans. Not physically, but emotionally. It could be both. If someone hurts you physically, that's still hurting you emotionally. So I bet you she's being emotionally hurt. Whether it's so see? See? So if I'm right, you see him this guy's cheating her? And he's an adult. He's older than me. And what else? He's a father. So he should have all the wisdom. I thought the older you are, the more wise you are. Okay, you know what? So right now I'm having right now I'm going through a rough patch, kind of, and I will randomly, justifiably, or appears to be unjustifiably, lash out. Not that big. I mean, my brother, we all say Bimmy Bo or Bimbo because that's the app that the babies are obsessed with. And one time I was just really annoyed, and or just a really bad spot. He said "bit me," and he couldn't say "bo" because I hit him right, and I hit him in the jaw. I mean, he's a little brother. He didn't fight back because he's a really good little brother. But yeah. So yeah. So yeah. So like it. But she's 17, right? So he's 17. So okay. So born this way. I guess he's saying that that is a lie. Um. So, okay. Now the 3-year-old thing that seems more like a conditioning thing, but I'm sure that there's other times where you're just attracted to somebody else. Okay, so her telling, sorry, him him telling them telling him telling the pastor, I don't know what the speaker to get off the campus. Is it that? Is that what you're talking about? He's talking about trans people being called. That's like saying, oh, black people haven't made in this country. It's like, oh, it's like what a trans person being called. Are you serious? Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me? You're talking about a trans person being called, unironically. Okay, buddy, sure. Yeah, not everyone grows up like a white male like you, and I'm no diss to white males. I'm serious. I'm just saying, if anyone wants to be called in this country the most, it's rich white males. Actually, maybe middle class because the richer, the I'm pretty sure richer parents try to get to make to bring some toy mill, you know what I'm saying, into their kids' lives to make them better suited for business. So he probably came from a middle class. He probably came from a middle class family, which probably make him the most cuddled, probably the most part of the most cuddled group in the U.S. of it, in the world, because again he probably was born in the United States. I'd be willing to bet he was born in the United States. Yeah, there were a couple other people saying "f you," but that could be for if they believe that if they're number one, if some of them are friends with her, and if they're taught in school that that's okay. So when someone comes in there and does that, mm, I actually feel bad for that girl because I know that she's already basically being treated like a meme right now. And again, I believe that there's number one, I believe in being and believing the best of people, but more than that, I just believe that something deeper was going on that we weren't privy to because not privy to anyone's lives. We're privy to that. That was what like a 20-second clip or a minute clip. What if he, if I said, I keep saying she, but I'm trying to say he. What if he got abused by his father when he was younger because he was trans, and he's taking all that built up anger on that person? You think that's possible, Matt Walsh? But hey, look, I am I'm a really good people reader and stuff like that, and I've kind of grown up in a thing that helped me pick out the stuff like that. But he's a father, okay? Yeah, he's a father. He's absolutely. I swear, Allah, he's a father because I heard him talking about it. That he's a father. But the other people, again, they could have. There's I don't know how many people in there were trans. And I don't even know them are friends with trans people because at least for at least for me, if you're trans, if I think that being trans is right, and then someone in here isn't coming out and saying there's such thing as a trans person, I'm sure that he said that before, and then that's when it's like, okay, you're obviously not trying to help. When people say that, it's like, okay, you're obviously not trying to help at this point. You're not trying to help. So if I was I'm homeschooled. So if I was in school, taught that, and my parents weren't teaching on the side, hey, this is right, this is wrong, and this is what they're gonna teach you, and they're wrong about this. Unless they do that, and unless it works, then you're gonna have then they want to stick up for their friends. And on top of that, if they're taught and then they start saying, and then they said, okay, this guy's a bigot. And it's just to like, this is why a public school system needs to be different, because I believe that number one, I believe that we should respect trans people and use the pronouns and the names that they want. Number two, I think that's sinful, and that's all. So is lying, which Tucker Carlson does all the time. So that 17-year-old is the same thing as a Tucker Carlson, because they're both sinning. Gay is not an especially bad sin. See, and now he's belittling her constantly. He didn't even stop to think about any other option. He didn't stop to think about it. You wanna know why? Because that's like Steven Crowder, like saying, "Hold up, let me analyze and see exactly, what's going on." Because that's not what they get paid to do. They get paid to blast people. Wait, so you're saying that on the right, that's what you guys are doing? Because he said left. He said right. I know he said right because if it's left, it doesn't make sense. So you're just telling me that you're passively letting all this slide, and you're not trying to fight back. Okay, you know, at, we had a Planned Parenthood in Portland, and that's close to where we live, right? We had Planned Parenthood, right, close to us. It wasn't really close. It was it was like 2 hours away. We would drive there, and we put posters, and we pass out tracts against the Planned Parenthood and stuff in the frigid cold. Hold on. In the frigid cold. So If you actually want to fight for a cause, you gotta sacrifice for it. And if you actually think something is wrong, you gotta fight for the cause. And that's not what he does. That's not what he's doing. He's just passively letting it go. Which maybe you guys didn't do that. We wouldn't be in the same state right now. So yeah, you guys are to blame. Partly, a little bit, because you sat idly by and said, "Oh, we'll see them later. They'll grow out of it." If that's what happened, bro, if that's what actually happened, did he slip up? Is that what actually happened? Because if that's actually what happened, holy cow, bro, holy cow. Also, I gotta just do a sound testing to get this mic right. Hmm.